Pastor Roger Patterson with Vision for Life Radio, where faith and sports collide.
Brother-in-law Jake, so this guy I was a sophomore, and we had an incoming class of freshmen, and we're in the weight room, and this dude is over there just, throwing weight around, big, strong, burly guy. So I went and introduced myself, and we met, and immediately kind of became friends. Like, it was a fast friendship type deal. And this was sort of the anti, like this guy is strong, big. Dad played in the NFL back in the 60s when a clothesline was a good tackle. And, the old Myles Garrett would have gotten an award instead of a suspension back then. So that's how he grew up playing football.
That's how we play ball.
Yeah, that's how he played football. I mean, and so that was this dude. But at the same time, there was something different about the way he talked and the way he treated people and the way he lived. And, I was immediately attracted to that. Like, man, this guy, he doesn't cuss and he doesn't look at magazines and videos that we do. And he's not engaged in some of the nonsense that we were engaged in. But at the same time, like, he was very approachable and a guy's guy. Like, there was no weakness to him at all. Yeah. And so anyway, of course, having been brought up in the church, I knew immediately, like, okay, that's what it looks like. But this guy's cool. Like, he's not a wimp. And so it was the first time in my life where I really felt like, oh, okay, of course, my dad is no wimp, and my grandfathers are not either. And all the male examples that I'd had in my life were good, strong, like, Christian men. But in terms of in my age group, like, you get to a certain point, you feel like, okay, that's your dad, and that's the older. Sure. This was a young guy, like my age, that was doing the same kind of deal, and it just really showed me, okay, this is what it can look like to be a Christian and to still embrace, like, your maleness, your dudeness, and not have to sacrifice that, but you can still live and be sold out for Christ. So that had a huge impact on me, and started looking at the things I was doing, the way I was living, and came to the conclusion, like, if I'm going to claim to be a Christian, then I should probably start living in a way that would be Christ-honoring and not, cause somebody to question, my testimony. And one of the things I always tell people, or, I've used this in Bible studies and with teammates and stuff, is if somebody accused you of being a Christian, is there enough evidence in your life to convict you of that? And so at that point, for me, there wasn't. Like, I didn't look any different than the rest of the world, and to my detriment. And so Jake really provided a great example and friendship, and not in a way of, like, condemnation, but just being a friend and hanging out and getting to be around him and seeing the way he lived. And of course, we still operate like, he's 180 degrees personality-wise. We do things different. Sure. But just great to be with, and was a great friend to me, and still is, and somebody that I look to and say, okay, God really used him in my life at the right time to kind of move me along this journey with him.